One of my teachers valued triads and inversions to the point that she had me to write them out in a certain fashion. We'll do one or two so you can get the idea, and if you're interested, you can do this on your own. C chord is C, E, and G, and we read from the bottom up, she said. And she would have me write it 2 times. Just like this. One for the right hand and one for the left hand. And then she had me place my finger numbers, 1, 3, and 5 for the right hand, 5, 3, and 1 for the left hand. And then she said, this is called root, because the name of the chord is the lowest letter. Then she said, we're going to do the first inversion. And the way you do that is you're going to send the bottom note to the top. So you first copy this, E and G, and send C to the top. And then we copied it again here. E, G, and C. And the finger numbers this time for right hand are 1, 2, and 5, but the left hand is still 5, 3, and 1. Then she said, this is called first inversion. So she had me write first inversion. I could use INV for inversion. Second inversion. Now you're going to send this note to the top. Copy these, G, C, and put the E on the top. And we copy it again for the left hand, G, C, and E. This time my finger numbers in the right hand are 1, 3, 5. And for the left hand, 5, 2, 1. And then we labeled it second inversion. Now, you could even put the Roman numerals and have, in the key of C, this would be the 1. This would be the 1, 6, because it's the first inversion. And this would be the 1, 6, 4, because it is the second inversion. When you are able to call out those letter names very quickly, you will know how to spell the chords in any arrangement. And when you open up a piece of music and you look at a measure, you can quickly see if most of the notes are E, G's, and C's, or C, E, G's, or any of those variations, because you've written it down so many times and you've practiced spelling them over and over again. At a glance, you can pretty well tell what the measure is made of. The next step, of course, would be to play those. Since you have finger numbers, I'm not sure how well this will show up, but I'll try to stand back out of the way and just use my hands. I have the C chord with the finger numbers as written on the dry erase board, with my left hand doing 5 on C, 3 on E, and thumb on G, and the right hand, thumb on C, 3 on E, and 5 on G. And if I play it one note at a time, it's called arpeggio. If I play them together, it's called block. So a fun way to play would be to play the chord arpeggio and cross over to the name of the note that's on the lowest tone, which is, my pinky is on C, so I'm going to play a C. So listen again. Now my next position would be the first inversion. using the finger numbers as transcribed. And then the second inversion. When you're able to do that on all of your major chords and all of your minor chords, you will have much information at hand, so as you look at music, you can tell quickly how the measures are put together. In other words, how to analyze it and label the skeleton chords. Let's write one more together so you can see that you do it exactly the same way with exactly the same finger numbers for each and every chord. Now, not only can you do this with major and minor chords, you could do it with augmented and diminished. And when you know all of those letters because you've written them out, you've practiced them on the keyboard, then it becomes really easy to see how a piece of music is put together. Let's do G chord. Now, in the scale of C, G chord is what number? If we have to scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, the C is 1, but the G chord is the 5. So we'll use the Roman numeral 5 this time. So the G chord is G, skip a letter, B, skip a letter, D. So this is how we find our letter names, by skips, G, B, and D. So we write G, B, and D. And I'll write it again here for left hand. Fingers in the right hand, 1, 3, 5. Left hand, 5, 3, and 1, and it's called root, or the 5 chord. Then I copy the B and the D, and I send the G to the top, and I write it again below here. Now I use my finger numbers 1, 2, 5 for the right hand, 5, 3, 1 for the left hand. It's called first inversion, or 5 with the little 6. Now I copied the top 2 letters, the D and the G, and I put the B on top. And for the left hand, D, G, and B. And now my finger numbers for the right hand, 1, 3, 5. But the left hand has the 2, 5, 2, 1. Second inversion. But now I use the 5, 6, 4. So there's another example of how you would write out those chords. And then you could practice them on your keyboard in the same fashion that we did the C chord. Now, you have lots of wonderful tools to help you to do lots of wonderful music. Remember that this is all to worship and glorify the Lord Jesus, who gave us beautiful, beautiful music. So delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart.